Hello everyone, Annie T here, back with my thoughts on One Piece chapter 1065. Now listen, there was a lot of cool stuff that happened. There was some lore, like there was a Vegapunk. Well, first we meet some more Vegapunks. We meet Edison, Pythagoras, and York. That York. Oda is really, he's doling out the fan service for the fans, ain't he? I myself am, maintain form. That was cringy. I didn't need to do that, but I'm not a heathen degenerate. We'll put it like that. But there was some guy. I saw some guys in comments. Wow, some degenerates in this community. But yeah, we meet Pythagoras, Edison, York. Pythagoras and Edison are like robot dudes, which is pretty cool. York apparently eats and bloop bloop for everybody. Yeah, Lilith. The Straw Hats fight a Seraphim. I'm mainly gonna harp on that because I'm very. Like, I've been thinking about the Seraphim nonstop. And the Paladins from Black Clover, but that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, let's get into it. But firstly, at the end of the chapter. Oh yeah, and we get a full reveal of Vegapunk Shaka, which he looked exactly like I thought he would, or he was in the ballpark. He mentions that Egghead Island is not the island of the future. It's actually an island of the past, about 900 years ago. So I guess this is, we're going to tie into some Void Century stuff, which it was cool. It's cool, but I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm more focused on the fucking Seraphims, man. They are old. Especially this Seraphim jinbe. Okay, so listen, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Right. So it opens up with Sanji and Zoro and Brook on the Sunny. And they're going, hey, if they get caught, who's going to bail them out? And Brook was like, yeah, I thought about that. Oh, well, want some tea? And then Caribou's there. They basically just shoo him off. They're just like, Zoro and Brook are just like nonchalant about the entire ordeal. But then we go to Sanji and Nami's group. And Lilith leads them through a door. At first she walks through, but they think that she's left them. She goes, nah, don't worry, come on through. So they come through and they're marveled how they just phase right through. But Usopp goes back and he knocks on it and it's actually steel again. So pretty interesting. But eventually they come into a room and in the room is a tank. And on the tank it says Seraphim 04. And below, like right in front of the tank is Seraphim jinbe. Again, this is more proof that the Seraphim were all former warlords, particularly the OG warlords. I'm gonna try to remember to get into that at the end of the chapter because I want to explain that, but I mean not like explain, but tell how that you'll see. But yeah, so basically Lilith, Edison, and Pythagoras. I can't remember if it was York, but they wanted to pit the Seraphim against the Straw Hats. And again, this is another reason why I think Oda kind of kept the group like split up as like he did, because if Zoro was there, well, firstly he fought us. He knows about the Lunarian, but heck, even if Brook was there, that thing would have gotten rolled because like the Straw Hats did a lot. So there were some false spoilers that came out that made it seem like the Seraphim just absolutely mollywopped them. And while the Seraphim was pretty beastly against them, it wasn't like, holy crap, it's a lambs to slaughter thing. I believe Nami runs up and attacks it, knocks it back, which is very, I don't know. I'm hearing like conflicting reports, but, I'm sorry, not hearing conflicting reports, but, she walks up with the baton. And then, I believe she hits it and goes, I don't really want to fight a kid. And actually, it should be note that this starts when Edison and Pythagoras, they actually sick the pacifista on them. The pacifista opens up with a laser because they first come in and go, holy crap, it's jinbe. Well, the Straw Hats are kind of stupid, I got to say. But they go, oh, no, that can't be jinbe. Maybe his kid, or maybe he got turned into maybe he got turned into a child. Sanji's the only one that goes, I don't know. His skin's brown and he's got black wings. Last I checked, jinbe didn't have any of that. So it's like, Sanji, the only one of the group that got fucking sense. Yeah, but the pacifista holds up his hands and Frankie goes, I got a fourth theory. It's a pacifist. Then it shoots off this massive explosion. The Straw Hat's back up, and this is when Nami runs in, hits it, knocks it back. Then she goes, "I don't really want to fight a child." Zeus talks and asks if he wants to, if he should come out, and Nami goes, let's wait a minute, partner. Let's wait a minute. We don't need to jump the gun arrow. What is a gun arrow? I'm tired. Yeah, I'm sorry. Then we have, what's interesting though, once it gets up, Seraphim jinbe, and like, this is, when I saw this, I actually stood up like, holy crap. Seraphim jinbe actually swims through the ground like Senora Pink from Dressrosa. Now, there's two possible theories. Either Vegapunk or the world government, or, the Marines, killed Senora Pink and took his fruit, or maybe he died off screen and his fruit reincarnated and they found it, or Vegapunk extracted his DNA and made an artificial fruit like he did with Kaido. And it's kind of hilarious, not hilarious, but it's kind of like, it's like so fitting that this fruit was given to Seraphim jinbe. Jinbe is a shark. So, jinbe, he's a shark. He can swim on land on that because he's got a devil fruit, so I don't think he can go in the water. So let's break this down. This Seraphim actually has the Lunarian wings, the Lunarian fire. Then you got the durability, the regeneration. He's got the pacifista tech, and he's got a devil fruit. Now, is it like the most OP broken fruit? No, but it's pretty cool fruit. But it's a fruit with pacifista tech. This jinbe is like super bootleg Blackbeard. Like Blackbeard's like Blackbeard is he's like a 20, he's like a 2020, is it 2022 or 2020? Oh wow, that is awful. I think it's 2020. Yeah, he's like a super gaming PC, and Seraphim jinbe is like the first ever PC. So like it's but it's still pretty cool. Like, holy crap. So Seraphim jinbe has my attention. Like, he's not my attention, but like he's the one I'm like, oh snap, the most about. Because, and another thing about jinbe has star eyes. The boa Seraphim also had star eyes. So I'm wondering if she had a devil fruit then, but she just never bothered to use it. So back to the chapter. The Straw Hats who attack him are Nami, Usopp, Robin, actually all of them, because Sanji hits him with it. Because like once Nami knocks him back, he swims and he jumps up and he grabs him by the throat, and this sends Sanji and Robin into a rage. Sanji charges with Diable Jambe and kicks. Robin uses Gigantesco Mana, I believe that's what it is, and she uses Sea Serpent Spank and sends him flying. So he gets sent flying by both Sanji and Robin, but he's good. He's no damage. He gets up and he swims, and Usopp uses green exploding star green skull or something, and it hits jinbe, but jinbe no damage. Swims, gets behind Usopp, but Frankie prepares to fire the radical beam, and that's when Shaka shows up and stops it. And actually, Edison actually told Seraphim jinbe to dodge that. That was the one attack. He's like, no, you need to dodge. And Edison is now interested in Frankie, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, basically, and then Lilith, Pythagoras, and Edison go, dude, what the heck are they thinking? They almost broke this thing. Like, they didn't have any idea. Do they have any idea how much money it costs to make just one Seraphim? And then they go, that it's like, they go, it's not really ready for laser combat testing yet. So, the battle ends. They talk about how Seraphim jinbe has green blood, and how his, like something with his lineage factor is like he was retaining the memories of, I think jinbe or, whatever, but it was just like, so because of Seraphim jinbe, we learn, I wonder if it's just Seraphim jinbe or all the Seraphims have green blood now. So they have green blood. And then we saw Lunarians bleed red blood. We saw pacifistas bleed, it was red blood. Actually, it might be that the giant, well, no, because we've seen giants bleed red blood. It has to be something else in them. Something else. And it can't be from Kuma. I saw a theory that it was the blood of Kuma's race, but we saw Kuma bleed red blood. So that doesn't work. So if you harken back to Wano, I believe Big Mom, when she was trying to convince King to come to her side, she says, we have 3 races that are not in Whole Cake. There are the Lunarians, like King. There are the Giants, and a 3rd race. I wonder if the 3rd race have this, like, blood, implanted, not implanted. Yeah, like 3rd race has blood, not green blood, and or it's possible that it's just the mixture of Warlord DNA and Lunarian DNA. But I don't know how. No, I don't think that would make the blood green. I don't know. But yeah, he also suggests accelerating the Seraphim's lineage factor, their DNA basically, and accelerating their growth and all that. So I guess we're going to see the Seraphim get, much bigger, much faster. And I do believe, I was kind of trying to hold off on talking about this, but I do believe the Seraphim are giant kids. Like, they're giants. They have, like, gigantification done to them. Because Nami, the Straw Hats, when they see Seraphim jinbe, they remark how it's almost like it's a child, but it's just as big or almost as big as Jinbe is now. And Jinbe now is an adult. So they will have to have some level of gigantification, and they'll only get bigger as they grow. So this would mean they're made of Lunarian, Warlord, possibly something else, but we'll hold on that, and gigantification, which is interesting. I guess when I saw Kid Mihawk fight against... we also know how Kid Mihawk can use the sword. He has, Mihawk's lineage, memories or whatever, instincts. So, yeah, let's see. Okay. So that's pretty much that. And then that's when Vegapunk talks to them about the how Egghead's not the island of the future, and that was basically chapter 1065. Pretty cool. I'm so hyped for it. Let's go back. Let's go and re-talk about the Seraphim being all the original warlords at the beginning of the series. Actually, they need their DNA. They need their blood or something. Now, I've seen some people saying that the warlords, like, willingly gave their blood as a part of, like, being enlisted as a warlord. But I don't know. I really don't know about that one. Because I just don't see certain characters willingly giving their blood. Either that, or they just, at the time, like Crocodile or Gecko Moria, or at the time they just... Actually, no, take Gecko Moria out. Take Crocodile out. Hold on, give me a moment, because I gotta say this to myself. Let's run down who the original warlords were. Crocodile, Moria, Boa, Mihawk, Jinbe, Doflamingo, and Kuma. The Seraphim are all of the original warlords. I just remember, I was staring off into space while thinking. I just remember something. At some point in the story, whether through flashback or actually on screen, all of those characters had their blood extracted by the world government. Remember, Boa used to be a slave for the Celestial Dragons. I don't see it being hard for the Goro. And the Gorosei are the ones, I believe they're the ones who send, like, the warlord invitation out. I could see the Gorosei going to them and like, hey, we got Boa's DNA. She was a slave. They probably beat Boa or something like that. We saw her get branded on her back and, like, sweat come down. So I mean, it wouldn't be too hard for me to get her DNA. We'll leave it at that. We ain't going no further. But okay, Moria was almost killed at Marineford. He was dripping blood, I believe. They could have got his blood there. Crocodile was sent to impale down after getting beat by Luffy, and I do believe he had blood on the ground. They obviously came in and cleaned up, but who knows? Maybe they didn't. And they got his blood at they got his DNA at Impel Down, because Impel Down, they do torture the prisoners there, right? Jinbe was also sent to Impel Down because he did not want to fight Whitebeard. Mihawk is interesting, as we don't know his back, but we don't, because like we haven't seen anything like him, but we don't know his backstory when he was a child. He could have been captured by the Marines, which is why he became the Marine Hunter, as a way of retribution against them. And when there was a war, like when there was a warlord meeting between Mihawk and, not Mihawk, but like when Crocodile was defeated and you know, Sengoku called a meeting of the warlords, Mihawk showed him, was like, I will never understand why Marines and pirates pretend to be friends. But maybe we're reading too much into it, okay? So, all right, so we don't know what happened to Mihawk, but there's a possibility. Doflamingo was born a celestial dragon, but his dad revoked their status. So he was born in the Holy Land. So they might... but he also got beat by Luffy at... Dressrosa, and he was sent to Impel Down. You know, Dressrosa, he was bleeding everywhere. So he also got sent to Impel Down, so they could have got his DNA there. All right. Kuma, we already know he volunteered for experiments. Boom. Am I missing somebody? Let's see, I did Crocodile, Doflamingo, Boa, Mihawk, Moria, Jinbe, and Kuma. Yeah, okay, so yeah. Basically, they've all had, at some point or another, come into contact with the world government, where the world government had chances to take their DNA. So that's why I'm now believing that the original warlords, I mean the seraphim, are the warlords, because we've seen 4 so far: Boa, Seraphim Mihawk, Seraphim Kuma, and Seraphim Jinbe. All that's left is Crocodile, Doflamingo, and who else did I say? Crocodile, Doflamingo. Let's see, 7 warlords. Let's see. Shoot. Mihawk, Boa. Moria, sorry. Oh, that's awful. Gecko Moria. And we also saw in the chapter there were 2 more tanks behind the tank Jinbe had. And I believe it's going to be at least these 7 warlords, and it might be some other seraphim, but yeah. Sorry, guys, I rambled on a bit. It's like 17 minutes. I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's my One Piece chapter 1065 review. I'm probably not going to call it a review. I'm calling it like One Piece chapter 1065 and then Seraphim Jinbe. But Annie T, thank y'all so much.